Well, welcome back, you all. You might recognize our special guest this morning. He has written and illustrated over 50 children's books, including Santa Claus, Roly Poly Oly, the Fantastic Flying Books of Mr. Morris Lesmore, The Guardians of Childhood, and so many others. Today we are joined by William Joyce to talk about his children's book, Ollie's Odyssey, that was recently adapted to a Netflix series titled Lost Ollie. And it has done amazing. It has taken home top honors in 5 Emmy categories, and we are so honored to have you today, Bill, to tell us about this amazing story and how well it's been doing. No surprise here at all. It's an incredible story. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's always a surprise when they do well. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
And there was, I call this story the little story that could.
Yeah.
And that nobody wanted me to do it. They're like, well, who's this for? It's set among the world of little kids. Little kid who loses his favorite toy, but it has very kind of grown-up concerns in a way. Sure. Like about growing up and about all that stuff. Yeah. And tragedy and things. And so they're like, so who's going to read this? I mean, little kids can't read novels, and grown-ups aren't going to read about, you know, little kids and teenagers. I'm like, yes, they will. Yeah. Because everybody had a favorite toy, and everybody remembers that favorite toy. So I'm betting on this story, and it turned out people do remember their favorite toys, and so yeah, absolutely. It's done well.
So the story is about a lost toy, and he kind of goes on many adventures. And tell us a little bit about your process while writing it. There was a lot of things happening in your life. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a rough time. My daughter had just passed away from a brain tumor, and my wife had ALS, and you know, it was just tough. So having this story to work on really helped me get through that. And a lot of the sort of tragic issues I mean, about loss and about moving on that were part of the book really had a lot to do with what I was going through at the time. So I was writing it while my wife was, you know, in bed with ALS. She couldn't talk anymore, but I would read to her. I would write the book while I was laying next to her, and then I would read what I'd written every day. And she could spell out on this little tablet with her eyes, you know, what she thought about it. But you know, the day I finished it and read her the last chapter, she wrote out that she thought it was my best book. So, you know, it helped me get through that in a way. It gave me a place to, like, I don't know, let my mind make better. That's so much of what writing stories is. It's like you take your life and reconfigure it into things that help you make sense of what's going on. So that's what I was doing, basically.
Well, thank you for sharing that story with all of our viewers this morning, Bill, and certainly a beautiful story for everyone to watch, and it's done pretty well. Talk about the Emmy Awards and just what this means for you guys. Well,
I mean, it's just so, it makes you feel like $1 million. It's like, you know, the book did really well, and I don't know, it's translated into about 15 languages. And they started working on the film version of it almost, really before the book was even finished. And then COVID came, and it just slowed everything down, and we just didn't know what was going to happen, really. And so for all that struggle that we went through, for me writing the book and then making the show and having the book come out and all that stuff, I mean, they had to wear masks the whole time they were making it. And everybody was sort of like, who's going to watch this? It was the same question over and over again. And then to have, you know, to win 5 Emmys for all that work is very, it just makes you feel fantastic. It's like we were right, and people embraced it. And so there's no downside.
I am so happy to hear that, Bill, and thank you so much for being with us this morning. We could chat all morning long. We really appreciate all of the work that you do for bringing it here to Shreveport. We want to invite everyone, if you have not read it yet, purchase Ollie's Odyssey for yourself, for your kids. We want to send you over to Netflix. Check out Lost Ollie. Truly a beautiful story that captivates the essence of being a child and really an adult as well. Bill, thank you so much again for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, stay with us. We'll be right back.